Lastly now, honorable members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my distinct honor and privilege to invite the Honorable Moses Wetangula, EGH MP, Speaker of the National Assembly, to give his keynote and address and officially open this induction retreat. Welcome, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Shalay, Boss, Deputy Speaker. Waheshimiwa hamjambo. Assalamu alaikum. The Honorable Justice Daniel Musinga, representing the Chief Justice, honorable members of our National Assembly, Dr. Elisha Sebedi Ongoya, Advocate, our Clerk, Mama Sarah Kyoko, Deputy Clerk, Jeremiah Ndombi, Directors of different departments, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Today is an important day for all of us because we come together after grueling campaigns, and I stand here to say congratulations each and every one of us for getting the confidence of our constituents and being given the rare privilege to serve the people of Kenya. Equally, I thank each one of you who participated in the election of the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker, for the manner in which you voted and the outcome that we have, with you as truly here as your Speaker of the 13th Parliament. I will, with my immense experience, serve you diligently, serve you fairly, have a personal touch with each one of you, and ensure that the Houses of Parliament, the Parliamentary Service Commission, makes it easy and possible for each one of you to serve the electorate and to serve our great republic. We are in a new constitutional dispensation, a constitution that we gave to ourselves in 2010. This constitution brought in place a new order, unbundling secrets that were hidden from the public. And today you will see, for new members, that the secret briefcase that the Minister of Finance always carried to Parliament for budget will no longer be carrying secrets, because you will be the budgeting process drivers. We have in the new constitution also made it possible for you as members of Parliament to perform your functions better and to serve the people who elected us better. In our country, we also are aware of the challenges of the gender rule that has had a protracted contest in and outside courts, in and outside Parliament. There's a commitment from our President and all of us in positions of leadership to ensure that our women folk get their space in the leadership of this country. Honorable members, we have three arms of government, and we being one, that is the centerpiece of government. You appropriate for every other arm of government, you audit all other arms of government. I call upon us as members of the 13th Parliament to engage in a positive manner, to add value to the growth of our country, regardless of our political divide, because we have only one country called Kenya. As members of Parliament, you are going to be called upon to execute duties. You are going to be called upon to meet other arms of government, including the judiciary, including the executive. I want us to narrow the gap so that those who are in independent institutions realize that their independence is not to stand aloof, but to work with everybody else, so that we can be able to move our country forward. Your theme here, setting the stage for smooth takeoff, is very important because we have new members, we have veterans like the distinguished Adan Duale, we have Adan Kainan here, those who have been there for a very long time. I want to encourage new members, like my deputy has said, please take the earliest opportunity to learn. Having been in this house for a long time, I remember in the 7th Parliament, when Martin Shikuku, one of the greatest parliamentarians this country has ever produced, challenged a professor on the floor of the House that if you tell me what Standing Order Number 1 says, I will resign. And the poor professor didn't know what Standing Order Number 1 said. So he just fidgeted and walked out in anger. So I encourage you, honorable members, please acquaint yourselves with the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, that you have taken an oath to protect, to preserve, to defend. Acquaint yourselves with the standing orders, so that anything we do on the floor of the House in committees is guided by law. Acquaint ourselves with the privileges laws that govern your privileges and limits your privileges as well, so that we don't go overboard in doing our things. In the House of Parliament, we also expect rules of relevance. I remember in the 7th Parliament again, when we had Francis Ole Kaparo as our speaker, a member shoots up and says, point of order. Interrupts the member who is on the floor, probably contributing to a bill, and stands up, and instead of telling the House what is out of order, starts attacking his chief or his DO on a matter that happened at home during the weekend. And the speaker will always ask, what is out of order? So the most abused phrase in the House is always point of order. Everybody shouts point of order, but stands up and doesn't say what is out of order. We will encourage you, honorable members, that when you shout point of order, which is your right all the time, and the standing orders say when a member calls out order, he or she must be listened to. So when you say point of order, I will encourage you to stand up and say, the Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah has breached this standing order, so I seek a remedy from the chair. The Honorable Robert Mbui has breached this standing order, so I seek a remedy from the chair. It will make our debates very colorful, very, very informative, and very helpful, so that we don't just abuse the word and the phrase point of order. Honorable members, as you embark on learning, I want to reiterate what my dear lady, the deputy speaker, has said. 5 years look very long, but they are very short. The moment you are elected, the party that sponsored you has expectations on you. The people who campaigned for you have expectations on you. The people who voted for you have expectations on you. The House of Parliament itself has expectations. The country has expectations. And you may end up being spread too thin, and by the time you go back, you find the ground has shifted, as is commonly said. There are many, many members in this House who are personal assistants to former MPs, who are managers to former MPs, and who are, some even who are clerks of former MPs. And because they help to shift the ground, they end up being the replacement to the people they work with. So I want to encourage you that for longevity, consistency of leadership, we also must have a House blended with veterans and newcomers. So you find your way to fight to the corner of veterans like Duale, like Canaan, like Shakil and others, the better. If I don't mention you, doesn't mean you are not a veteran. Those of you who have been there for 3 terms qualify to be called veterans. I don't know what those who have been there for 6 terms like me will be called. Honorable members, as you embark on your work, I want to encourage you also not to forget the people who make you what you are. You are all family members. Please don't come to Nairobi and forget your families, because it's your families that help us build great institutions in this country. We have a session towards the end where we'll have some experience from spouses of female MPs and male MPs to tell you what the expectations are, how you conduct yourselves with the newfound space, with the newfound accolades, with the newfound opportunities. I encourage you, those of us who come from the countryside, I met some colleague who told me, I've just come to Nairobi, I don't even know where to stay. I don't even know where to start. I told him, you will soon find it very easy. Just go to Parliament, find our staff. They'll show you how to get your mortgage, how to get your car, how to get your everything, and things will work very well. But I added, every weekend, try to go home, so that people don't think they elected you and threw you to Nairobi, and by the time you go back after 5 years, you find the ground has shifted, because it is always shifting. Honorable members, Parliament will avail you, particularly the new members. There's a mortgage scheme. Don't wait and take a mortgage in the 3rd year, because it will be very difficult to service. Take the earliest opportunity to take your mortgage now. Is the cheapest mortgage on the market. I think it's 2-3% interest, and buy yourself at least an abode where you can be able to operate from. The administrators of our House and Parliamentary Service Commission will facilitate that. I heard you express anger when my dear lady, our clerk, mentioned the SRC. I want to assure you members that this morning, the reason we came a little late, I was having a meeting with SRC on your behalf. And we have called them to order on a few things. And we believe that before we finish this induction workshop, I'll be able to make several pronouncements on your privileges and your other desired facilities for you to do your work. I can assure you, members, there is a book I read by an Irish priest with a title, "It is not always like this." So it's not going to be always like this. Things will be okay. We live incrementally. We don't live by reduction. Nobody in their right frame of mind will interfere with your car allowances, with your mileage reimbursements, and with your mortgage and everything else that you have been having, because that is your entitlement. And as your speaker, I'll ensure that we engage positively, and we have advised SRC that they are not frustrators but facilitators of members of Parliament to do their work well. So Sarah Kioka, our clerk, just suffered what in law we call transferred malice. You aimed your malice at her when it's supposed to go elsewhere. But all is well, members. we can assure you that nothing will change, and if anything changes, it will not be substantial. We want to make sure that members, like the veterans, will not feel the pinch because somebody is shifting goalposts against you. So SRC will be engaged fully. I've invited the chair. She will be here, but she will come after I have made the communications I have told you. Honorable members, as we start this new session, I want to also reiterate what my deputy has said, that expectations on you are huge. A member of parliament in your constituency, you are a funeral undertaker, you are a midwife, you are an extension officer in farming, you are a vet, you are a counselor on social issues. You literally do everything. And above all, you are also the local ATM. Yes. So, my leadership will ensure that we facilitate you to discharge some of these unexpected demands from the public. Lastly, I want to encourage all of us members that this induction workshop is important for all of us. The veterans, please be available to our new colleagues. Our new colleagues, please approach the veterans where you are not sure of what you need to do. Our parliamentary staff are all here ready to work with all of us. You will require some of you to sponsor bills in the House. We have some of the best draftsmen and women in the House. You don't have to go and hire any professor at the university to draft a bill for you. We have staff that will draft the bills for you for free. You will not pay them, they're paid by Parliamentary Service Commission. And a good legislator must go down in history as having done some legislation. So whatever you want to do, I remember in the Senate, my distinguished colleague from Kitui brought a bill that nobody expected, a Ndengu bill, to entrench the growing marketing of Ndengu into law and to create a marketing structure and value addition. Even if you come from an area where you grow simsim, you can legislate about simsim. Even if you come from an area of miraa, you can legislate about miraa. There is no limit on what we can put in legislation to bring order in our society. Remember that you are carrying the expectations of 50 million Kenyans. And I want to encourage us. Let's not be in the media for all the wrong reasons. Let's be in the media for all the good reasons. I encourage us not to be in the media because we were shouting at each other in the lawns of parliament. I want us to be in the media because we have brought a law that is going to bring hope and a smile on the faces of Kenyans in whatever area. Let's not be known and be in the media for reasons that you did this that is unpalatable. Even if you're out of parliament, you are still a member of parliament. The badge of honor is not taken off when you come out of the house. You carry that badge of honor whether you are in a social place, whether you are at a marketplace, whether you are in a rally. And as your speaker for this parliament, I will be your first and last line of defense in whatever way I can to make sure that as members, we will not agree or align but to railroad you, but we will also not allow ourselves to load over Kenyans in a manner that is not consistent with our expectations. With these few remarks, ladies and gentlemen, I want to encourage us that life is a learning curve. Everybody has something to learn, and a good idea will always give way to a better idea. And the best idea will always replace a better idea. And that is part of life. Those who know, don't be arrogant to those who don't know. You know, Mwalimu Nyerere was once asked, what is the difference between mubumbavu na mujinga? And he said, you know, mujinga ni yule hajui. Akijua basi, shida imekwisha. Mubumbavu, hata ukimwambia nini, anabaki tu mupumbavu. So, kutojua ni ujinga ambao si ugonjwa. The moment you know, ujinga inakwisha. Lakini mpumbavu hata ukimwambia nini, unamaliza nasema, what were you saying? You know, there is a joke of a person who rushes to a doctor and says, doctor, I have a very serious problem. Every time I think of something and I want to do something, within a few minutes, I have forgotten. Then the doctor asked him, exactly how long have you been having this problem? He asked the doctor, which problem? So with those few remarks, honorable members, I wish to declare this induction workshop officially open. And yours truly will be here for the next 5 days with you in each and every session, so that we get to know each other, we get to bond, we get to work together. And anytime you have an issue, the office of Mr. Speaker is open for anybody and everybody. Don't hesitate that because you come from a different political formation, I am here to serve each one of you equally. And doing so, I will. Thank you, and may God bless us, and may we have a wonderful 13th Parliament.
Pesa kacha misichoma ngibeti na ogopa kesho misekiwa pointi wanasema kaye wasako you money bigger the brain the bigger the money.
Honorable members, as you can see from our program, we were supposed to have a health break between 10 and 10:30. It is now 11:20, and therefore